about this relationship. She said Leo had been making decisions based on what he thought I wanted since we were kids, and she was worried he didn't know who he was without me. Her words stuck in my head for the rest of the party. I watched Leo talking to his relatives and realized I'd been so focused on my own fears that I didn't notice he might be losing himself. When we were 5, he dumped his juice box because I said I didn't like that flavor. When we were 12, he quit the chess club because I thought it was boring. At 18, he turned down California for me. Azariah was right, and I didn't know how to fix it. 2 months after graduation, Leo was working at some local engineering firm, and I could tell he hated it. I'd visit on weekends, and he'd be tired and frustrated, complaining about his boss and the boring projects they gave him. One night, I woke up to use the bathroom and caught him looking at California job listings on his laptop. I asked him directly if he regretted turning down Becca's plan, and he was quiet for a long time. Then he admitted sometimes he wondered what his life would look like if he'd chosen differently. We stayed up the rest of that night talking about what we actually wanted instead of what we thought we should want. Leo said he felt stuck, and I said I felt guilty, and we both agreed something had to change. We decided to try long distance so Leo could take a better engineering job 3 hours away. The first month was terrible because we were used to being in constant contact, and now we had to schedule phone calls like strangers. Leo would call during his lunch break, and I'd be in the middle of a design meeting. I'd text him at night, and he'd already be asleep because he had to wake up early. I threw myself into work projects and started making friends with people from my firm. We'd go to art galleries on weekends, and I'd realize I was having fun without Leo there. It felt like freedom, and it felt like losing something at the same time. I was surprised to find I actually liked having space to figure out who I was without Leo always around. 4 months into long distance, we were barely talking beyond quick updates about work. I went on a coffee run with my coworker Caleb one afternoon, and we ended up walking around the city for an hour just talking about design and music and nothing important. When I got back to my apartment, I realized I hadn't thought about Leo all day. That night when Leo finally called, our conversation felt forced and empty. He told me about some project at work, and I told him about a client presentation, and we both knew we were just going through the motions. After we hung up, I sat there staring at my phone, wondering when talking to my best friend started feeling like a chore. I thought about texting him that I missed him, but I wasn't sure if it was true anymore. I signed up for a pottery class the following week because someone at work mentioned it, and I thought, why not? The studio smelled like wet clay, and there were maybe 8 people sitting at wheels looking just as clueless as me. The teacher was this older woman with gray hair pulled back in a messy bun who kept saying things like, "Feel the clay, don't force it," which sounded fake deep, but actually helped. My first bowl looked like a sad pancake, but I didn't care, because for 2 hours I wasn't thinking about Leo or our weird half-relationship or anything except keeping my hands steady. I started going every Thursday night, and by the 3rd week I could make something that almost looked like a mug. The people in class were nice in that casual way where you chat while working but don't exchange numbers. There was a guy named Noah who worked in accounting and a woman named Sarah who taught middle school, and we'd joke about our terrible pottery while we cleaned up. On Fridays, I started hitting the art market